Hello YouTube, this is Charlie426, and today we have the review of the Gundam Converge EX27 or X27, the Second Neo Zeong or Neo Zeong 2, depending on how you like to say it. So sadly, my channel is still on the transfer process, and it's taking a lot more longer than I thought. So hopefully by next week, hopefully that I'll have my channel back. But yeah, I can basically be rest assured that nothing is going to happen to my channel at this moment because it's on the transfer process, so I'll have everything back to me in basically in a few days or a week, so no need to worry about that aspect. So until then, also this week there was a lot of stuff going on with me, so I did not really have much time to build anything, so here we have a figure review. Alright, so let's get into the review. So first of all, I would like, and this is a Gundam Converge figure. This is a figure, so meaning that it's a product where, you know, it's already pretty much pre-built, or there is some assembly required, but not as much as a typical Gunpla. And yes, I think I mentioned this before, but this is being the second version. This is not the red version, so this was from the movie, the Gundam narrative movie, and yeah, well, it didn't have as much of a screen time, but still had a good amount of impact to the point where they did release a Premium Bandai exclusive HUC version of this, which was basically a white version of the Neo Zeong that we already previously had. And as you can see, not only the box is there, I also have two more Gundam Converge figures. Here we have the Sinanju Stein, and then we have the Gundam Narrative. I believe that's the Type B pack. So, because I'm pretty sure some of you guys are kind of curious regarding like the figure that's inside the mobile armor itself. So yeah, let's get into the review. So first of all, being an EX series, these are pretty much like the same quality as Gundam Converge figure, but the EX series are usually composed of very unique and interesting mobile suits or mobile armors. So mostly for the Zeon side, we mostly get mobile armors in Gundam Converge form, and for the Federation side, like the Pale Rider, we get usually the unique or interesting variants of mobile suits. So yeah, here we have the box. And we actually get a separate manual because I believe, I'm not sure if it was the Converge line or it was some sort of other candy toy line where they didn't give you a manual like this. They actually imprinted the manuals inside the box, which made you have to, you know, disassemble the box as well. But still, that's not the case. So we have the front side, very nice. The side section, now I bought mine in Korea, which is why you might see some of these stickers and mentioning that this is actually made in China or whatever. Here we have the back side of the box, the sides of the box. Now, also, I would also like to mention now, this being not directly purchased from Japan and coming into Korea, I believe the gum is not included in the box. So yeah, if you buy Gundam Converge figures directly in Japan, they will have like a piece of gum, soda flavored gum inside. Alright, so let's get on to the review. So first of all, I guess I should mention how the mobile armor itself is constructed. So the way how it's composed is that, actually let's get rid of the stand. So you can see on those the extra arms on the back. While those are technically extra arms and each arm is a separate piece, they do not have any, I mean, they even have the joints articulated right here, which is a very uncommon thing in Gundam Converge figures because mostly these figures are usually just statue-like, no articulation figures. But like these big mobile armors, sometimes they actually do have these moving parts. So we even have this hole, which is like an engravement hole. So you can't really plug anything here unless you drill something inside there. So we even have these sections moving in. So we have 4 of those, and each of them are individually plugged in a in a peg, so you can, I guess, technically rotate them if you want to do so. Of course, even though you do, there's not much you can do because we do not have any extra hands for those parts. And I believe for the red one, they did release a expansion pack for the extra arms, but for the white one, I don't think they released that one yet. Or who knows, they might not even do it. So yeah, and then the arms that are actually in front, these are also articulated. You can actually move them around about I think less than 90 degrees. So they have a less than 90 degree angle, but these ones actually have hands that are on pegs, so you can rotate them around, or if you want to plug them out, you can plug them out. Okay, and then here we have, let's look at the front section right over here. So in the front section, they did an excellent job on the details and such. Well, like the Converge figures, the interesting part is that they're all well detailed. So they're very satisfying to collect. Of course, the price gap is very, very different country by country, and I consider Korea to be, despite having a Gundam base, the price for these EX series Gundam Converge figures, they are very on the expensive side. The normal ones like these are fine. They're pretty much the same price, or maybe $1 or $2 more expensive than buying in Japan. But these ones, these are like a whole on a different level. So I don't suggest you find any Korea. You don't buy the EX series from Korea because they're more expensive because they have more taxes on them. Okay, so let's take a look at the Sinanju Stein. So the thing is that you only get like half of it. You don't get any legs for the Sinanju Stein. So what I mean is that you can actually take the front cover off. If I can do this, come on. So technically what you could do is, number one, we can take off the backpack right over here. And then number two is that we can take out the front. And then disconnect the front skirt or the locking place right over here, and then reattach it. So we have an empty Neo Zeong at the moment, and here we have the Sinanju Stein. So as you can see, the figure does not provide any legs at all. I mean, it does also provide the backpack, which also allows you to attach the shield, but if you look at the shield as well, it's not detailed enough compared to the original version. So here we have the original version of the Sinanju Stein, and as you can see, the shield is actually colored up, while this one is not even colored. So that's one difference. And the backpack seems like, to get inside the mobile armor, it seems like it's been folded up to the inside, because if you look at the back, it's much more opened up widely compared to the ones that you get with the Neo Zeong 2. And the canister seems like a little bit less detailed, or maybe a little bit thinner, because it does feel like it's not on. It doesn't feel like it's the exact same size. And yeah, you don't get a beam rifle for this one, but still, I believe you can take out the. Yeah, you can still take out the bazooka and then attach it to the figure if you want to do so. I believe I can't remember if this was possible, because technically they should be, because they're technically the same size and hand. Or what you can do is you can always take out the hand and then replace it with this, because of course if this hand comes out. But yeah, sadly what I'm seeing is that it seems like there we go, we got the hand in. Yeah, of course you just need to fill around with it, and then you have the bazooka. So yeah, that's one good thing to know, that the weapons are compatible. But other than that, let's look at the head. The head seems to be pretty identical. So from the body to the maybe up to the body is pretty much the same. The lower section is not the same because we're missing legs. So as you can see, the way how this connects is that there's a peg here, and on the mobile armor where I just took off the plate, there's a big hole over there. So in this hole, this part connects. So which is why when those who are trying to buy this might be wondering, can I attach the narrative Gundam into that section, because it happened in the movie? The answer is no, because I actually checked on the figure. I even took off the backpack, and there is no place or no way to actually take off the legs or anything, etc. So there's no way to actually directly connect it. So if you're going to do that, number one, you're going to have to chop off the legs. Number two is rip off the back skirt section, and then somehow make a peg, and then you can attach it, I assume. But that's just my assumption. I have no I do not want to try that out for myself. But yeah, when it comes to the narrative Converge figure, I do have another idea of how to review these. So yeah, well, you guys might see that soon. Yeah, and with the and the extra thing is that, which I kind of made a wrong assumption when I first got this, is that if you look at the back, I just took off 2 extra arms. You can see there are the feet inside, or on the back. They actually plug into the back, surprisingly, and they are pretty sturdy. So you can see the feet. This is one section of the feet has these pegs. So at first, when I first opened the pack, I thought there was a way to connect the feet, but that doesn't make any sense because we don't have any legs. So yeah. But it's really good to know that these Converge figure lines do consider like these small kind of, they don't, okay, so technically they may not go for the every single detail, but they have enough detail to be impressive. That's what I wanted to say. Okay, so other than that, there's not much to show because, as I mentioned, these figures don't really have any articulation. We have the stand that comes with a cool Zeon symbol, and then yeah, the action base for this one is pretty good because sometimes these action base don't really get the job done and they fall off easily, but this one, it stays inside the figure. Of course, on the stand itself, maybe it could be a little bit awkward, but still it gets the job done. And as you can see, this thing fell off. But yeah, sometimes when you buy these figures, sometimes they could be disassembled into every single piece, while some of them are already pre-assembled. So I guess it depends on how they package the figure as well. And then if you look at the bottom section, we have a lot of thrusters going on here, So, and if you want to do so, you can take the larger ones off and it would still reveal these thrusters. Of course, I believe when it comes to the Neo Zeong, these gray sections are not always exposed, I believe. So when these are like destroyed or taken off, then these gray sections are exposed, but I could be wrong with that. What was that when looking at the inside, other than the holes that were holding these two pegs? Yeah, that's actually a pretty good amount of detail with these thrusters, even the big ones as well. And as you can see, that's the hole that connects the action base, the back section of the action base right over here, and then this one should be going inside there. I don't know what the purpose for this one is. I believe this is just a universal thing for the stand, so yeah. And yeah, of course, when you get this figure at first, this should be like disassembled one more time like this, so you can separate these as well. And since this is technically on the peg, you do have a little bit of movement right over here. So yeah. And I do see some good amount of panel lining opportunities, maybe not too much compared to other Converge figures, but still, if you want to try them out, I guess you could try them out. Anyway, that was pretty much it for the review. This was the review of the Gundam Converge EX27 Neo Zeong 2, or Second Neo Zeong. If you guys are interested, I guess you could try it. I mean, if you're a big fan of the Gundam Converge line, like me, it's definitely fun to collect these kind of stuff. Of course, the price may be different for each person, so I'm not going to recommend this to everybody, because obviously the price that I got this for, I could have bought a mass grade with that, but that's a whole different story. Anyway, thank you for watching the review. This was the review of the Gundam Converge EX27 Second Neo Zeong. If you guys got any questions or requests, leave a comment below. I still have more stuff to buy and build and make reviews out of, so please stay tuned. Until then, see you guys next time!